Mic check, mic check. What's going on? It's your boy E2 Blue. What's going on? Wait for people to load in here. Check my sound. Check my sound. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Sounds good. Sounds good. What we got here? Chris Cantu, what's going on, buddy? Hater Readers, what's going on? Readers, man, what's going on? John House in the house, what's going on, buddy? All right, so as people start coming in here, see what's going on, Gerald? What it do? It's a lot to talk about right now, guys. Especially with free agency right now. You guys can hear me, right? I'm all right, Cantu. I'm chilling, man. Long day. I'm a little tired, so bear with me. It's been a long day. I had a bunch of installs I had to do today. So yeah, like I said, it's a lot going on. It's always something going on with the Dallas Cowboys. In season, out of season, it don't even matter. What I was telling you guys about Jerry Jones not being in complete control anymore, I told you guys Stephen Jones is the man right now when it comes to getting things done. I think Mark Holmes mentioned it in some of his talk. Basically, it's a new wave right now. You know, Steven's making decisions. He's a little bit more cutthroat than Jerry is. We know that Jerry is a guy that's a little more compassionate about his players, but Stephen Jones is one of those guys where if he sees that you have the ability, he'll keep you on and he'll support you. But if you keep screwing the team over, he's not going to have that. And we've seen that with David Irving. That's why David Irving is not going to be coming back. Now, what I did find out is that the Cowboys are still loyal to Randy Gregory. So even with all this going on and him being suspended indefinitely, they're still behind him. So, which I'm not shocked by that because, Randy Gregory's not a bad guy. It's just, he just likes to smoke weed. And I think that, I'm definitely not coming from a biased state because I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke anything. So, I don't know what it's like to have a habit of that, but I'm not going to criticize them because a lot of people in this world smoke weed. Let's be honest. I know some of you too, but some of you guys do too. But at the end of the day, I think the NFL needs to make changes as a whole when it comes to regulations on marijuana and things of that nature. Because you look at substance abuse. Like, okay, if you're going to talk about substance abuse, there's levels to it. You can't pop a Molly and then expect to play on the field. That's different. But, it's a thin line between performance enhancing drugs and things that you're taking like supplements. And sometimes players get in trouble just for taking supplements because they don't know what's actually in them. And sometimes some of the ingredients in them might have traces of something that's on the substance abuse list from the NFL. But again, you look at the NBA, man, them guys high. All of them smoke. So it's kind of unfair bias when it comes to that. Let's see what's going on, y'all. Isaac Ramirez, what's going on? Hoover, hey, what's going on? Audio's good. D-Law is going to get paid after Gregory. Yeah, D-Law is going to get paid. When I tell you that this just gave this gave D-Law the leverage that he needed. And, the Cowboys are going to pay him regardless. But this is the thing. This is the meat of the conversation that I want to talk about, that I want to get into. So we're going to get into every aspect. So you got D-Law, you got Dak Prescott, you got Ezekiel Elliott, you got Amari Cooper. I guess you can add Byron Jones in there too. You have so many different guys that are core players on this team that need a contract. And, they've already stated that Dak and Zeke are going to get big contracts. So how are they going to do that? When you start getting into the number crunching and things of that, unless you're an accountant, you don't really want to, it's not fun to do that. But when you get into the money aspect, it's like, how are you going to be able to do that? And you still want to get Earl Thomas. What's going to be the money there? What's going on, Ron Smith? It's taco time, Rashawn. take care of the opportunity. The thing of, oh yeah, and Jalen Smith too. Yeah, but Jalen's not coming up till next year, so they're not going to worry about that one right now. But yeah, like Chris, you were talking about Taco. Now, this is Taco's time to shine. This is time for Taco to basically come out and say, "Hey, I gotta do what I need to do." But the thing about Taco that kills me is the fact that I don't think that he's motivated enough. I don't know what it is with him. And like I said, I'm not quick to judge him because I don't know the situation. But what I do know is what I see is he's not the type of guy that's like, all right, well, I see this opportunity. I need to go get in the gym. I need to, because if I were Taco, I would be up under D-Law 24/7. I would be working out with D-Law. I would be learning from D-Law. I would literally be like that man's right-hand man. If he's going out at the club, if he's going on a date, I'm right there. I want to see what he's doing. I want to emulate some of the things that he's doing on the field because I want to basically try to model my game after this guy in some aspect because he's doing it. He's getting it done on the field. And again, you're a former first-round pick. You don't want to end up being a bust. And I'm not going to say he's a bust yet because he's done some things. But for whatever, I think I'm going to assume that some of it has to do with confidence because, again, I've said this all the time. When players come out and sometimes they don't do too well or if they get a lot of criticism from the media, you guys think that these players don't see what's going on in the media or what us fans are talking about them. They see that, especially when fans are attacking them on Twitter. I'm never going to attack a player. Even if I dislike a player, I'm not going to attack this guy as a Twitter because as a man, I'm not going to do that to another man. And, you know, even though these guys, for the most part, most of the people in the NFL are younger than me. So I look at it like this. I'm not going to disrespect any of these young dudes because, again, I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me if I was a player. If you're playing bad, it is what it is. The team will cut you regardless. You're going to get your just due or the lack thereof. But me personally, like this, again, it's time for Taco to shine. It's time for him to come out and be like, look, put his foot down and be like, look, I got to figure out what I need to do. I don't want nobody talking about me saying I'm a bust or I could be a bust. I need to be the player that I need to be. I need to do this for not only myself, but for my teammates, the hot boys, and the fans, which is us. So, again, I'm not down on Taco. I think that he has plenty of time to turn it around, but this offseason, he needs to get in there and get it together. A lot of people don't talk about Tyrone Crawford. Tyrone Crawford is that guy that does the grit work for the Cowboys on that defensive line, and people undervalue him. Tyrone Crawford is definitely valuable to this defensive line. That's the reason why the team respects him, and every time if he gets an injury or something like that, you know, his teammates rally around him. If you look at certain players, how they respond to other players, you could tell their value just off of that. Look at the David Irvin thing. Did you see any of all the players even tweet about him, really? I mean, they don't really talk about David Irvin. They look at it like, well, he's off doing his thing. It is what it is. He's not a part of the Hot Boys anymore. And he's, at this point, he's cut bait. What's going on, Gary? This breaks my heart for him. I'm more concerned for Randy than anything else. Put football in the back burner. I think he's a good guy. He's a lot of heads. Yeah, and I think, and Gary, to piggyback on what you said, I really think that Randy Gregory needs to step away from football for a little while. Kind of do what was the big dude's name that was on this team that got into the car accident with Jerry? That killed Jerry. Brent. Brent. The Brent guy. He, like, you know, the Cowboys rallied around him, even though he made a big mistake. He got drunk and he killed another player by accident, which was his best friend. And, you know, Josh Brent. And like the team rallied around him. They even gave him a job, you know. But I think this situation, not to compare it to that, but like in the aspect of what he needs to do, I think he needs to step away for a while, serve his suspension, get himself together, and come back when he thinks that he can just be completely away from that, where he can just concentrate while he's playing football. And even in the offseason, because I said this, when we ended the season. I really hope that Randy Gregory can stay focused in the offseason so he doesn't get suspended again. And, unfortunately, these things happen. I'm always going to pray for him, but, I just hope that he gets it together. But like the Cowboys brass said, Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, they're still supporting him and they're behind him. But the good thing is his contract, the way it's worked out, he doesn't really, it's no cap hit against the Cowboys, so they can put him on a reserve list and just let it sit there. Yeah, they were definitely favoring Randy over Taco Rivas. Because look, I don't know what the issue is with Taco. There's things going behind the scenes that we don't see. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's his own focus, if the team just lost confidence in him. But I said this when they drafted him, they reached for him. They reached. Because you had Dorrance Armstrong that kind of just fell to you. And I think Dorrance is going to be a good guy on this team. He just needs to get the opportunity. He just hasn't had the opportunity like the other players have. Meticulous Cowboy 86, what's going on? Manster, my man, what's going on? Taco definitely needs to up his effort. Yeah, he definitely does. I agree fully on that one. Yes, Antoine Woods, that is the human log. And again, we got him off the trash heap. Again, I've said this many times, the Cowboys don't value that one technique too much, that interior defensive tackle. Like they just kind of they get those guys off the street. They get them in the draft, like later rounds. They don't value it too much. But I think that right now they do, because you don't want what happened in that Rams game to keep continuing to happen to us. Because if we keep getting in a situation like that, it's not going to be a good situation, in my opinion. And I look at it like this. When you look at this defensive line as a whole, our ends have always produced. It's just that defensive tackle, because you got Antoine Woods and what's behind him. You could put Malik Collins in there, but, he's had an injury issue. So, Malik Collins is good, but is he going to give you a full season worth of play? You got to get a guy in there for depth purposes anyway. And they're going to have to get another end anyway now that Randy Gregory is 9. And so I don't know if that's going to be a draft pick, but in my opinion, if it were me, if it were my decision, I would spend that second round pick on a defensive tackle or an end, either or. A guy that's kind of versatile in there. But whatever we get as a defensive tackle, as a one technique, it has to be, in my opinion, it has to be a guy that's kind of like we had with Nick Hayden. You guys remember Nick Hayden? We had got him from the Green Bay Packers. Now, he wasn't a guy that's going to rush the passer by any means. He's not going to rush the passer, but he's definitely a guy that can eat up blocks. That's all you want him to do. You don't want a guy, you don't need him to rush. You don't even need him to necessarily tackle. You just need him to eat up those blocks so those ends could come out there and do their job and they can eat. Dallas Lee, what's going on, man? John, you said we hope we get Earl Thomas. Yeah, see, the thing with Earl Thomas is money. And we all know that Earl Thomas wants to be a Dallas Cowboys. That is his first choice. That is his first priority, and he will give the Dallas Cowboys all the chance in the world to sign him. But what does he want? That's the biggest thing as far as money. Now, I can't be the one to say that he's going to be on this team for sure, but what I can say to you right now is this. We're just being hopeful. And again, you guys don't hear me talk about Earl Thomas too much because I'm just tired of hearing about it, to be honest with you. Because at this point, it's like, let him be here. If he's going to come, let it happen. Man, so you say you like to see Armstrong get some more time. Yeah, definitely. Dorrance Armstrong, he will definitely get a chance this offseason. Now, I think that this particular training camp, OTAs, whatever, this offseason is going to be huge for some of these backup guys because, come on now, with Randy Gregory getting suspended and David Irvin not being on this team anymore, you got to look at those backup guys, and they got to be sitting there. They was at home with their wives and their girlfriends like, it's my time to shine. I'd have been watching the news about it already, doing push-ups, just getting myself ready. And you know, me personally, I've been working out heavy myself. My stomach hurts so bad right now. I've been doing so much core, trying to get myself up to par so I can look good for next season, even though I ain't playing football. Oh yeah, Daniel Ross too. Don't forget about Daniel Ross, yo. Yeah, a lot of these backup guys need more looks, and you know, it's not like we didn't have the depth. We did. It's just that they, again, I don't know what it is with this coaching staff, but they don't trust certain players. They just look at their stars and be like, well, we're gonna run these guys into the ground. That is not how you run a team. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I could talk on and on about how many players that did not have much play time this season that definitely deserved it. And I would tell you, Rod Smith was definitely one of them. Keep in mind, both Taco and Armstrong will both get their snaps. Yeah, they will. And but again, it starts in OTAs. I want to see what these guys do when this team gets back together. I want to see what these guys do when they come out there and they show what they have. Because again, you can have your vacation. You know, they're on vacation now. Do what you do, but you better be getting yourself ready for the season, especially if you're a backup guy. Because if you want a spot on to be on this squad, you got to work hard for it, and that's the bottom line. Xavier Woods is hard hitting. Yeah. No, I don't think that they should replace Heath, because again, you guys undervalue Heath too much. And again, I agree that Heath is not a starter. He shouldn't be a starter. But if you have Earl Thomas on this team, imagine the level that Jeff Heath will play. Most of the interceptions that he's got on this team was when he came in on spot duty, because that's his role. He's not a full-time starter. You give him a certain number of snaps, he will produce. Let's not forget how we beat the Raiders to go to the playoffs when he ran all the way across the end zone to knock Derek Carr out and knock the ball out of his hand for him to fumble the ball. So let's not forget Jeff Heath's value, all right? And he's a special teamer as well, too. Again, you guys have to realize, too, that a lot of these decisions are also based on special team play. They have core special teamers for a reason. If you don't have these guys on special teams, you guys will be the same ones that complain about, why can't we block on kickoff punts, or why can't we tackle the other team on punt returns and kickoff returns? Because those guys are there for a reason. They are the ones that are the glue of that special team. Just because you don't see them on offense or defense doesn't mean that they're not doing their job. Look at the guy what we have, CJ Goodwin. I know a lot of you guys like who CJ Goodwin, and some of you diehard fans know exactly who that is. That is the guy that we got from the Cincinnati Bengals last season. He actually broke his arm in a game, and I actually saw it. And I saw it when it happened, but the announcers, the commentators didn't even say anything about it. You just saw him run off the field holding his arm like this. Damn, my arm's getting big. Oh, I've been working out, y'all. Look at that. Look at them guns. But anyway, but yeah, like he broke his arm on a special teams play. That boy is a hard hitter too. I would love to see him come back on this team and maybe get a couple of reps on defense as well, because he's I think he's either a safety or a cornerback. But either way, he's a secondary guy. He's definitely a decent veteran. Yeah, John, money is definitely going to be the issue. But I'm going to get into these guys. I just wanted to respond to some of your guys' comments first. Oh, yeah, Victor, I got that from I got that from Sports Nation in Springfield, Virginia, over there near where Mark lives at. It's crazy because we live in Redskin territory, right? But there's a store that has majority Cowboy fan stuff over here, and that's where I got that backpack. I actually got some. Hold on, let me show you guys. I got show you some of the little toys and things I got. I got some playing cards too. You can see that. That's definitely for when the boys come over and we playing cards. And got the ghetto Jenga, but with the Cowboys logo on it. So you can play Jenga Cowboy style. So I ain't even opened this yet. And of course, they can't use the word Jenga because it's copyrighted. So they use tabletop stackers. That's what they call it. And then most of the knickknacks I got from the draft last year. But I'm still trying to. I don't have nowhere near as much as Mark does. He has like a whole bunch. He needs to sell some of his stuff. I got a helmet and I got some other stuff too, but I think I got like a little mini football, but I'm still trying to build my space. That's one of the best things I've done right there, getting my wall done. I did that myself. I felt good about myself. David Smith, what's going on, man? You said knows about resigning, but I would love to see them even trade for a pick next year and get rap safety out of Washington. Now, to answer your question, Jerry Jones and this team. Don't be surprised if they make some moves to get a first round pick because just real quick, I will speak on that. So we don't have a first round pick. We have a second. We have a third. We have 2/4 now because of the compensatory pick that we got from losing Anthony Hitchens. So we have 2 4th-round picks. We have a 5th, no 6. We lost our 6th-round pick because when we traded for Benet Ben-Wickery. And then we didn't even keep him. He was a decent guy. He was a special teamer, decent tackler, but they didn't keep him. So he's gone. I think he's with the Jets now, but whatever. So that was a waste of a 6th-round pick but apparently the Cowboys didn't care. And then we have our 7th. So we don't really have that many picks this year. So we have to be really crafty. But don't be surprised if Jerry pulls a move or Steven and them pull a move and they find out how to get another pick in there. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. Todd Cooley, appreciate it, man. I definitely appreciate you guys. You guys definitely have been. I love y'all. I really do. I really do. I appreciate y'all being here. Said I don't care who the backup running back is. We need a backup who could come in and take the pressure off Zeke and play. Damn, I can't talk tonight. Play a few drives in the way the Rams did against us. And Chris, I don't know if you remember, I talked about this before. Just that same thing. Now I like Rod Smith. I think Rod Smith needs to stay, but they have to figure out how to incorporate him more in the game. They didn't play him. How you gonna gauge a person if you're not playing them? And I've heard people say crazy stuff like, "Oh, he came in and had a negative yard." Well, have you ever played running back before in any capacity? That's not a position where you can come in and just dominate. You got to get into a groove. That's why when running backs come in, they get a whole drive, not just one play and come out. You got to give them a whole drive. And what we did with Rod Smith in 2016. Look at how we played him in 2016. He was catching the ball out of the backfield. He was doing a lot of different things. Though you're not going to tell me that all of a sudden, 2018 season, he just ain't do nothing because you're not playing him. And that's all Linehan. And that's why Linehan gone. Dre, you said I'm the GOAT. Appreciate it, man. Enrique Morales from El Paso, Texas. I need to go visit that place. I know a couple of you guys are from out in that area. I need to come check it out. Yeah, Victor, like I said, I've been working out hard, bro. So I've been on it. I took a break today because I've been on it so hard. Like yesterday, I was with one of my trainers, which is one of my frat brothers, and he got my arm as big as I don't know what. He got me doing stuff. I'm like, bruh, chill out. Draft in 59 days. Crazy how time flies. Yes, it is. And I'm trying to, if my schedule works out how I wanted to, I'm definitely going to be out there in Tennessee. All right, Dallas Lee, I appreciate you coming in, man, if you're still on. I appreciate it. Yeah, it'll be uploaded so you can see it tomorrow. Can the Cowboys bring Des Bryant back? Ooh, Enrique, you starting stuff. See, let me tell you something. I mentioned that, and I got killed for it. I love Dez. I will always love Dez as a person. but I don't think that it's going to happen. I think he kind of burned that bridge both ways. The team burned the bridge with him and vice versa. But I think it'd be cool. But wouldn't it be crazy if Dez was back on this team though? But he would actually be the fourth option. Because think about it. Because you got Gallup, you got Amari Cooper. When Alan Hearns gets his stuff together, gets his leg back right, I mean, he's definitely going to be the fourth option. So, but to me, that's not a bad thing because you got a good player, and I think that Dez would actually play better with this team now that they got Sanjay Lal there helping with the routes and getting these guys route savvy. I just think that it would be a better situation if he was on this team right now, but some people are like, nah, it's not worth it. I get it when people say that. I do. But I'm just looking at it on the aspect of dynamic this wide receiver core would be because it'll be unlimited weapons. Everybody will be capable of doing something. So it'll be a threat all over the field. Then that will take the pressure off Ezekiel Elliott, and you ain't got to run him into the ground. And he won't have ankle issues. Vinny said Mark is hanging with Demario Davis right now. Well, because he knows Demario Davis. I mean, and that's probably why Mark ain't hit me up. I knew he was doing something sneaky. That's all right. He'll hit me up. Oh yeah, Foots is always on point with the draft stuff, man. That's his specialty. That's what he does. I can't. He does his thing with that. Oh, Brian, it's okay. I'm sorry I missed your super chat. Thanks for the super chat, man. What's going on, Brian? So yeah, and definitely, Brian, we had this conversation before. When I could get a chance to go to California, definitely gonna meet up with you, bro. We definitely gonna have a drink and we're gonna play some cards and whatever, me and you, brother. What's going on, Tamira? Reavers, you said you would trade Randy and Hearns for a first and second? No. Nobody wants Randy right now. Randy is suspended indefinitely, so you can't do anything with Randy. You can't do nothing with Randy right now. That wouldn't even work. Yeah, Tamir, I love Rod. I think that Rod needs to stay. I think he will because they can re-sign him for on the low. Rod wants to be here with his brother. Why not? And he's a special team guy. Why not keep him on the squad? It's not going to hurt anything. Oh yeah, sorry, y'all. I didn't get a chance to do my whole draft breakdowns and stuff. Yeah, I would do that on later live streams, and we could have a whole conversation about that. Yeah, but even if you have Rod Smith, I think they can draft another running back that's basically like a scat back and somebody that's a change of pace, just to change it up a little bit, and that'll be your third back. That's how you do it. Dre, you say you're not a fan of Rod. I get it, and some people aren't. He's not everybody's flavor, and he's not that guy that's like dynamic. But I like him because he's like a workhorse type of back. He's that guy that could come in and he could switch it up a little bit because he can actually catch out the backfield and he could do different things for you. I like him for his versatility. That's what I like him for. Yeah, Gerald Vosh also. Vosh be, man, that's my man, 50 grand. I learned a lot about the draft last year through Vosh, and now that I've gotten a good spiel on it, I think that my channel is going to even be better this year than it was when I started it last year because I'm much better with the whole drafting process right now, and I think it's going to be awesome. What's going on, Thomas Garrett? Oh yeah, it's going to be a much better situation with the offense because again, Linehan ain't here no more, or as my man, I don't know if it was you, Brian, or Raymond that says it. Vanilla Hand. Since Vanilla Hand is gone, we can definitely get in here and do some things, and because again, Kellen Moore ain't gonna hold back. Kellen Moore is gonna utilize every aspect, and you guys are gonna see that. You're gonna see the difference, and you're gonna be like, "Is that the same playbook?" It's the same playbook. It's just that Linehan wasn't opening the pages. He up here in the front talking about some. He up in the index in the daggone introduction of the book talking about some. Yeah, let me just keep doing these same 5 things over and over again because we don't trust nobody because we're retarded and we don't know how to coach. Nah, man, flip that damn book open, look through it, look through the back, go through these complex things, give me some crossing routes to get them in there and just confuse the hell out of the defense. Let's do it. Had them mugs in their hand dancing. They don't know what they wouldn't know what to do. Oh yeah, Rodney Anderson out of Oklahoma. Yeah, he would definitely be an upgrade. But I still want Rod to still be there too, but also draft a young guy in there with him. Yeah, Tamir, he is in the index. All right, so let's get into the meat of it. I'm sorry, I was rambling. I'm sorry, y'all. But again, it's all good information that I'm speaking, so it ain't no BS. You said you're waiting to see what routes our wide receivers will take on. I think that they want to keep Hearns because they want to put him in that slot just in case they lose Beasley. But Jason Garrett did say that he still likes Cole Beasley, but I don't even think the Joneses even listening to him anymore because they was like, you ain't even got a contract right now. Shut up. I have seen talk about we need to improve our tight ends. I'm not one of those guys at the end of the year. Our tight ends look pretty good. Kellen Moore. I'm so glad you brought that up, David. And I was going to get into that too. So I like what I've seen with Jarwin. Schultz, I think, again, it's a confidence factor with these tight ends because everybody keeps talking about Jason Witten this, Jason Witten that. Everybody, you got to step up and be like Jason Witten. You don't have to be what Jason Witten was because, again, even as great as Jason Witten was and how Jason Witten was at his routes and you know, juking the guys out but not being fast and still getting it done, that is a rare trait. That is a decade generation type of tight end. Most of the tight ends nowadays are either just straight pass catchers or they're average at pass catching and average at blocking. You don't have it's rare to get that complete tight end. So what we have right now is we have a group of young guys that just need their confidence built. You see what happened when they gave Jarwin a chance. All he did was score 3 touchdowns in the game. I'm just saying he could be Dak's security blanket. But I don't think that we need to go out in free agency and spend money on getting no tight ends. And I heard somebody say something. I heard a lot of people talk about Tyler Eifert. I don't want no damn Tyler Eifert. And I'm not comparing him to Sean Lee at all. But if you're going to make that comparison, he's actually been injured more than Sean Lee. So all of you guys that say that General Lee or General broke down or all the stuff that y'all call Lee, at the end of the day, it's even worse with Tyler Eifert. Tyler Eifert has played 32 damn games in 6 seasons. What? Hell to the no. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. And again, watch they go get Tyler Eifert, and I'll just be like, that's all right. He gonna get injured in training camp anyway, and then guess what? Jarwin gonna be right back there. So again, like I said, Tamira, I don't think that they need to go out and just get a tight end. Develop the fucking guys that you have. Rico Gathers. I feel like even the times that they messed him up. They wanted to fatten him up and make him bigger. So now he's slower, and he's not that same guy that we saw in preseason when he first got on the team, when he was scoring 2 touchdowns from Cooper Rush. So again, stop changing what these guys do. Let Rico be Rico. Let the other guys block. Just use him primarily as a patch catcher. Put his big ass in the end zone. Make him run a post route and score a damn touchdown. Throw it up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it. That's it. It's simple. It's not rocket science. I don't understand why they don't do stuff like this. It irritates the hell out of me. Yeah, Thomas, and Kellen Moore would definitely be communicating with these guys. Definitely. And Tamira, and it took the guys to get open time because a lot of them weren't given the opportunity. It's all about the opportunity, in my opinion. Oh, Master, trust me, Kellen gonna use that book. And if you seen what he did with Boise, he gonna do some stuff. What the fuck, brethren? God damn it. Brethren, so what is your team doing, brethren? You're a Redskin fan, right? Because if you are, y'all ain't got a damn quarterback, so I don't want to hear none of that right now. We should add about 30 pounds to Hearns and move him to tight end. You better be joking, bro. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, Vanilla Hand never used a tight end much. That's just he just don't do that. He don't do that. Hey, brethren, don't be an ass today, man. Be nice, all right? Scott Linehan bullshit. You right about that. What's going on, man? You just came in the string. I don't know if they're I think Rico's still up on the contract. I don't know if they're gonna cut him or what, but I think that you're the Falcon fan. Okay, well. I don't have nothing to say about the Falcons because they're not in our division, so it really doesn't matter to me. Yeah, I did, Tamir. I played 1 year with Philadelphia, so I tore my patella tendon. Okay, so I'm sorry, I got sidetracked because Brethren got me all messed up. But anyway, like I was saying, so D-Law, first and foremost, D-Law, they already put a claim in for him. They gave him an offer. They're all in Indianapolis right now talking to his representatives. We won't know what the number is until D-Law actually agrees to it. But I think they're going to come to some kind of consensus soon because again, they got to do whatever they do before March 5th, because again, this is a short month. I think tomorrow's the last day of the month. So the 5th is coming very fast. So they got to hurry up and get that contract before he goes to free agency because he's not signing that franchise tag. They did an interview with Stephen Jones, and he was talking about Dak Prescott and him and both Ezekiel Elliott, and basically saying that, hey, Dak deserves the money. He made a comment about 25 to 30 mil. Let me know what you guys think that Dak should get a year. Me, personally, I said between 22 and 25 a year. Give him a 5-year contract and spread that thing out. That's what I was thinking. 23 to 25. I don't want to pay him more than 25 because you still have to get – yes, Thomas, they need to sign him quickly. Because you still have to get Zeke signed too. Zeke's probably going to get a contract kind of like how Gurley has. I think Gurley's is like 54 mil stretched out. I think that would be good for Ezekiel Elliott because, again, what you don't want to do is run Zeke in the ground. If you want to keep Zeke, and in my opinion, I hear people say, I heard some Cowboy heads say, and I think even Law Nation said it too, we have to be like the Patriots. Timur, you said 25 mil sounds about right. I agree with that, but no more than that. The thing about it is, I look at it like this. You give whatever contract that you give Dak, it still has to go coincide with what you're going to give Zeke. And then on top of that, how you play Zeke next year has to change. You cannot keep running him in the ground. I'm all for making the boy eat, but you got to be smart about letting him eat. Because, again, you've seen what happened at the end of the season last year. He started slowing down because he started getting ankle injuries, and we kept running him up the gut into a brick wall. So you just gonna run Zeke. You just gonna run Zeke into Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh? For real? Where they do that at? You just gonna run them straight up the gut. None of that makes sense to me. And I know you guys, I've heard you guys say the same thing. Like, why the hell do we keep shooting ourselves in the foot? We had no type of creativity at all. One thing that you're going to see next year that's going to be much different than what we've seen in the past is Kellen Moore is going to do a lot of motion. It's going to be a lot of movement in the backfield. I wouldn't be surprised if they do keep Rod Smith. I wouldn't be surprised if you see both Zeke and Rod in the backfield at the same time in I formation and not even have the fullback. Again, that's another thing. What you going to do about the fullback? We know that Jason Garrett loves fullbacks. You might as well re-sign Jameis Olawale because Olawale is going to be cheap as hell. And again, we didn't use him. He played like what? 5 snaps on offense in the season and the rest on special teams? Come on, bro. Let's figure this out. Let's be smart about it. It ain't like we didn't have the players. We definitely have the talent on this team to do things. The issue that I have is the fact that we don't get these guys going. We don't get them going. It's not enough. It's not enough effort being shown by the coaching staff to have faith in these guys to go out there and do it. Yeah, okay, yeah, John. Okay, guys, 3rd and long. Run up the gut. It's 3rd and 15, bro. It's 3rd and 15, and you running up the gut. And we only got 7 or 8 of those yards because it was Zeke. If it was anybody else, it had probably been 4th and 20 goddamn 5. I'm sorry for cursing. But I'm passionate about that because it's irritating. And again, I know it is what it is. Linehan gone. I shouldn't be talking about it no more. But again, if you don't know what happened in your past, you can't go into your future because you got to figure out where you came from to see where you're going. You feel me? So I said you can sign a fullback for a little or nothing. Yeah, you definitely can. You definitely can. Get him back on the squad because, again, if you be smart about it, you could do some things. I can see Kellen Moore right now doing some amazing things with Jameis Olawale. And if you guys can go, I don't know, because I've had so many videos since then. If you go back to the video that I did in the offseason about Jameis Olawale, when I said that he was a triple threat, that he can catch out the backfield, he can run the ball, and he can block well. Okay, utilize the guy for his strengths. Those passes that Dak sent, that threw to him, that he didn't catch, I'm not going to hold him guilty for that too much because I look at it like this, and this is my theory on that. Linehan, you notice when he called plays, Dak wasn't comfortable with it, and I feel like he didn't really want to go there. He wanted to get the ball somewhere else because I think Cole Beasley was open in the back of the end zone on that one play too. I think it was him or one of the tight ends. But when you tell Dak to just give Dak one option, it never works out right because Dak is not thinking like, let me go through my reads, which is what you're supposed to do every play. Even when a coach tells you, okay, this is where you need to go, you still have to go through your progressions. But it's almost like Linehan was like, nah, don't even go through your progressions. When you snap the ball, go straight to him. Well, okay, the defense ain't stupid, and they get paid too. So the defense is looking at it like, okay, well, if I'm looking right at his eyes, I know where he's going with the ball. So let's be smart about this. Let's scan the field, figure some other options out, and then go to where you ask. Because I'll be honest with you, if I'm the quarterback and I see something open somewhere else, that's where I'm going. I'm not going to that guy right there if it don't make sense. Because if that thing get picked off in our end zone and that guy runs all the way back, we're screwed. We're screwed. Now you done threw a pick six and you done messed up the confidence of your quarterback. So let's not be stupid. Josie said, get a different fullback. There's a glass eater. Broader says a run blocker. Again, Jameis Olawale is very capable of doing that. You've seen what he did with the Raiders. We're just not using him properly. Resign the man and let him do that. He can do all those things. Trust me. Trust me when I say this. He can do those things. Tamir, you said you needed to get the ball to the fullback more. Imagine the defense trying to figure out. Yes, again, that's what I was saying, Tamir. You have a play where you have, again, RPO is huge with Dak Prescott. They don't know if Dak's going to keep the ball. They don't know if he's going to give it to Zeke or to the fullback. Do something where it's so many different ways that this offense can succeed. And it irritates me, and I'll be throwing stuff because I'll be so upset because I'm like, we are literally like shooting ourselves in the foot. We have the talent. And other teams know that. You ever hear other players talk about our players? They're like, yo, Dallas Cowboys got some good players. They should be doing much better than that. And then, of course, you got other teams like the Eagles that keep talking about the politics and about the Cowboys, this and that, whatever. It is what it is. The thing about it with the Dallas Cowboys, whether we're loved or hate, we're always talked about. So, people can't keep their names out of their mouth. And one thing my grandmother told me when I was a kid, when somebody act like they hate you, but they can't seem to keep your name out their mouth, that means they're really jealous and envious of you. So what that means is they're really jealous of the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know why, because we ain't won shit since 95, but it is what it is. Todd, back to fullback? No. He hated being fullback, and he already said that he's not a good fullback. I don't agree with him going back to fullback at all. I think that he needs to stay at running back because he's a little bit more athletic. He's not a fullback type of guy. Just keep Jameis Olawale. Let Jameis Olawale do that. And trust me when I tell you guys that these are the things that I'm seeing. I just don't think that it's a good thing to put him back there. What's going on, Shane? Dallas diehard, welcome. Think about it. If it wasn't for Amari Cooper getting in Dak's ear during the Philadelphia. Yes, Thomas. I said that same thing right after that game when I did my video. I said, basically, the whole Linehan thing, you can tell that, like, Linehan told him to go somewhere else with it. And Amari Cooper said it in I think I don't know if he was in an interview. Oh, yeah, when the media was interviewing, they basically said that he threw Linehan in the bus, basically said that, hey, I only have 2 different routes that they have me running, which, again, is BS when you have a guy like him that's capable of running so many different routes. You only got him doing 2 routes. Rasul Douglas and the other secondary guys were sitting down on him because they knew exactly what he was going to do every time because Linehan kept calling the same stuff for him to do. So what he did was he was smart, and he said, Dak, now screw what that man's saying. Give me the ball. He's covering my inside. Give me the ball on the outside. Give me a post route, and I'm going straight to the house with it. Straight green. And that's what happened. And Dak was like, all right, I'm going to trust you on this one. And he did that, and that's what happened. And you're right. That's the reason why we won the game. But people are not understanding that. This is what I'm just glad that Linehan is gone. You always hate to, wish people lose their jobs. But, again, these coaches and stuff, they bounce back. So it is what it is. Yes, RPO is definitely our strength. Why didn't we past tense? Why didn't we do it more? It's because of Linehan. And I think that Kellen Moore knows Dak Prescott. He knows what Dak can do. And again, Dak is gonna and I know that Dak feels much better now because now Dak's gonna have more say-so. Again, if you're gonna pay Dak Prescott $25 million a year, he better have a voice in that offense because he's now the leader of this team. There's no more Tony Romo. And I don't want to hear nothing about this Dak friendly crap because wasn't nothing friendly about Dak being a quarterback last year because we were playing the same BS that we're playing with Tony. Tony and Dak are 2 totally different quarterbacks. Tony was a grizzled veteran that knew and ran his own stuff. He didn't listen to Linehan. He was like, man, screw Linehan. But Dak doesn't have that clout yet to do that. He has to do what Linehan. He had to do what Linehan said because he was a young guy and he didn't have the leverage to do that. Now that he's going to get that money, he's going to have much more confidence and Linehan gone. So him and Keller are going to work out on a basis to get that where it needs to be at. And I'm looking forward to that. I am definitely looking forward to that. Dave Moore, what's going on, brother? First of all, Jordan Lewis, I don't know. His Chris Richard doesn't. I don't know if he doesn't like his body type or what, but he didn't have as many opportunities. He kept playing Anthony Brown, and I know some of you guys don't like Anthony Brown, but Anthony Brown is that sometimey player. Like when he shows up, you're like, what? He got a sack? What? He got an interception? What? He got like 7 tackles? So it's one of those things where like either Anthony Brown is going to have a terrible game or he's going to have a game that you're going to be like, where the hell did that come from? And can we get that on a consistent basis? Probably not. But, it is what it is. Play action. Yes, Manster, play action. I can't stress enough. RPOs, play action. Remember that? Y'all, I forgot which game it was, but y'all remember that wheel route that they threw the ball 20 yards downfield to Ezekiel Elliott? And Ezekiel Elliott caught a pass for 20 yards. And the defense was like scratching their head like, where did that come from? Even I was sitting on the couch like, where did that come from? Because I ain't never seen them do that before. Again, these are the things that we going forward. If Dak is going to get this money, Zeke's going to get this money, they need this money, as Cardi B says, we need to take these guys and utilize them in the ways that make sense. They are your core players. Yes, they deserve their money, but let's be smart about it. Now, as far as who to sign right away, well, we already know D-Law's first because you definitely don't want him going to free agency. Dak and Zeke, they technically still have another year left on their contract, but they're going to you want to get Dak out of the way. You want to get Dak out of the way before training camp. And the reason why I say this is because that market is going to go up to a ridiculous level when, oh my God, when Pat Mahomes gets his contract, his contract is slated right now to be north of $200 million. $200 million for his full contract. You're not paying Dak. Dak is not that elite guy that needs to get that money. Give Dak 22 to 25 million a year. Give him a 5-year contract. Spread that money out. Calculate that. I don't know what that is for 5 years, whatever. I'll let you guys calculate that. But again, that's what you need to do. Hey, Jackie, how you doing? Miss Jackie. Yeah, I'm well. I had a rough day today, so bear with me. I'm trying to keep my energy up. Oh, Miss Jackie, I would love to have Keith Smith back. Oh my goodness, I would love to have him back. Again, he's an ex-linebacker, and I love linebackers because I played linebacker, and I love that position. I love to hit people, and you got to be a certain type of body type to be a linebacker. Like it's really like you got to be real, and I got big, broad shoulders, so you got to be broad shoulder heavy to be a really good linebacker. Because whatever it is, it's that leverage thing. But again, but Miss Jackie, yes, I would love to have Keith Smith back. But since we still have Jameis Olawale, well, they can still re-sign him. If they re-sign Jameis Olawale, I'm cool with that. But there's ways that they can utilize him to make sense, and you need it to make sense. Yes, Miss Jackie, Dak did not want to disrespect Linehan, and again, he is, and I agree with that. And what I love about Dak is that he's a humble guy. He's not going to step out of pocket. He's not a guy to come in and say, "Oh no, this is my damn team, and I'm gonna do this how I want to do it." No, he respects his coaches and things of that nature, and that's how it should be. And he's a natural leader. Whenever he throws an interception, he's not that guy to hang his head for long. He may be like, oh, he may sit on the sideline like, damn, I messed up. But he's going to get right back out there, and he's going to work on it and get better. I call him the comeback kid. That's his nickname for me, the comeback kid. Oh, I think I missed some of you guys. Tamira, you said I sold you on Moore's OC. Yeah, and I mean, I just need you guys to have a little bit more confidence in them, because when I say that things are going to be different, they're going to be different. And all of that is really contingent upon how much they're allowed. Are they giving him full range? If they are giving Kellen Moore the full range to be the OC and allow him to do what he does, and Jason Garrett doesn't interfere with what he's doing, then I think that it's going to be great. It's going to be a great thing because think about it. They slid Jason Garrett out of the way because they said, look, you're on your last year contract. We need you to be the head coach. We need you to put your game plan in for the week and just let your coordinators do their job. And this is what needs to happen. And if you don't come up with some good game plans on a weekly basis, your butt is out of here. And that's pretty much where they're going with that. That's why they didn't offer him a contract extension because they want to see what he does this year. I guarantee you, if we do not at least make it to the NFC Championship game, which we have not gotten to since the 90s, it's going to be a problem. And Jason Garrett going to be gone anyway. Kellen Moore will most likely still be the OC, depending on how we play on offense. But I have a good feeling that Kellen Moore is definitely going to do his thing with these guys because it's going to be input going around. It's going to be input from Dak. It's going to be input from Sanjay Lau and even Doug Nussmeier, the tight ends coach. He is going to be there as well. These guys are going to come together and they're going to make this offense better. You're going to see more production out of these tight ends. You're going to see more production out of these running backs, not just running, but catching the ball out of the backfield. Look at what Kansas City does. Look at what the Rams do. You just said it when you were talking about the Rams and how they do the two-back set. We need to do more of that. Yes, Zeke is your bell cow, but again, you got to be smart about it. You got to spell him. Don't just take him out for one play and put his butt right back in there. That's not going to work. You have to be smart about it. Get a guys a series and let them do some different things. I think they need to re-sign Tavon Austin too. Get Tavon Austin back. Get him on some. Make his little butt fly around that field. Use his speed. Look what we did in that Giants game. Third play of the game. You threw the ball to him, and he got 20 plus more yards of running room to get to that touchdown. Them yards after catch was ridiculous. And again, we can have a lot of yards after catch in a lot of these games because we have the players to do it. You just got to call the right stuff. And the reason why the defenses are, and it's not rocket science, these defenses are stopping us because we're not making no type of adjustments. Jason Garrett had this mindset, and again, that narrative has to change for us to be successful this coming season, because if it doesn't, we're going to be in the same damn situation no matter who is on the field. Because at that point, it's not even about the players. If you're calling this trash stuff and this is the game plan that you're implementing and you go into the locker room and y'all in there playing cards and y'all not looking in the playbook and looking at your Microsoft Surface Pros or whatever y'all got and getting better and making adjustments, then there's no point. You might as well come out sipping on some Slurpees and say, hey, y'all got this. We're going to do the same thing. You might as well broadcast your plays to the defense because that's basically what you're doing. Because what did the Rams say? Oh, they stayed in the same plays 90% of the time. We knew exactly what they were going to do. They knew what our defense was going to do. They knew what our offense was going to do because they look at tape just like everybody else does. And again, we don't switch nothing up. We don't change anything. We don't do nothing. So at the end of the day, that's the problem. That's the issue. Yeah, Timur, he did. He took the fun all out of it. NFC's biggest Cowboy fan. What's going on, man? Yes, that Detroit Lions game. You're right. You're right. That's what it was. But again, and we won that game. Why? Because you did some things that they didn't see. And again, you got to keep doing that. Y'all remember when Dez was on the team when we did that when him and Jason Witten and they snapped the ball and they shoveled past it to Dez and Dez threw it with his left hand to Witten for the touchdown. They implemented that way too early too. Some of the stuff that they do prematurely, and I'm like, oh, don't show nobody that. Like, do that at the right time. If you do that at the right time, it's going to work every time. Because again, with the Cowboys, if they're going to continue to think that we do the same thing over and over again and we're predictable, you have to change that narrative. And you got to confuse the hell out. You're going to easily confuse them because if you do anything that's different from what you do, the play's going to work because they're not anticipating you doing it. You said, yeah, because Zeke was lined up with a linebacker. Yeah, anytime Zeke's lined up with a linebacker, he's going to win every time. Every damn time. Terrell, you said the Will Route is your go-to play in Madden. Mine too. Mine too. I got 19 right here. So, hey Karen, what's going on? I'm sorry I didn't see your thing. Miss Jackie said, Dak most of the time has two plays that he can change it to, and has always been able to change it. Okay, so yes, he does. But there are times when Linehan tells him that, hey, I don't want you to check out of this play. And you can tell because it's it's those plays that he hesitates on. It's like, I don't, because again, when Linehan tells him to go to that particular player, the player's not open at the time. And then he's running out of time and he's sitting there holding the ball. And that's when we're sitting there like, throw the ball away. And we're telling him to do that because he's still trying to get the ball to that one person. But instead of getting him to do that, hell, you give him 2 options. Hell, give him 4 options. Allow him to, because again, in that 2-minute drill, that's all Dak. That's Dak improvising himself. That's why he's comfortable. That's why he's able to sit back and you see 2 different Daks. You see the one that Linehan wants him to be, and you see him being himself. And when they allow him to be himself, that's when he's the greatest Dak he can be. And again, ain't no quarterback perfect, but at the end of the day, it's better to allow him to play to his strengths than not. For whatever reason, Linehan does not like him being mobile and doing things. He's a young quarterback. Let that stallion run out of the pocket because they can't stop him. And you see what they're doing. You see that everything that they're doing on defense to try to stop him when he runs, he evades. He's flipping in the end zone and doing all this. Now, granted, I don't want my quarterback running all the time, but when he has the opportunity, why not? If it's going to help us win, why are you holding the team back? Don't hold this team back for nothing. Allow him to be him. Allow him to do his thing. RPOs and hurry up. Offense get with tight end, speed up. Dak's numbers go up. Yeah, exactly, Todd. That's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, and do that. Keep doing stuff like that because again, you're going to succeed. It has success written all over it. Like I said before, we have the players to do it. We just need to utilize them more. And it's imperative that we sign these guys. I don't know exactly what the parameters are with Amari Cooper's deal, but I know that the Raiders are still paying him some kind of way because the way it is when it transfers, I think that the money that's guaranteed, the Raiders are still giving him. So I think that they want to go ahead, and he's only 24 years old, and he'll be 25 this year. And I think that what they need to do is they need to give him a contract based on give him I would give him a 5-year deal because that way it could be team friendly because you can stretch that thing out. You can either one or two things. You can front load it, so by the time the end of his contract, his money figure, it's not going to be dead space left on the cap because his his cap is on the downtick. But if you get all that money up front, it makes it seem like, oh yeah, I'm getting this money right now. So most players want their money now more than later. So that will work out in my opinion. I think that they can work something out like that. But again, it's the length of the contract that definitely makes a difference. You said 40 mil a year for 200 million. Oh, that's what Pat Mahomes is going to get. Dak ain't getting that. I wouldn't even dare pay Dak that. Yvonne, what's going on, my gal? The reason we can't do shit is because we don't know how to harness and utilize the damn talent we have. We could be kicking ass teams. Yeah, and I agree. And I've been saying that. I've been stressing that for the last 2 or 3 months. Like seriously, like it's I hate having to be the one to keep beating the dead horse, but that's where we're at with that. And Dave, you said it's 125 mil for the 5-year contracts. Now, is that based off of 22 a year or 25? Because if you're giving him 25, and I think that 25 actually might be what it would be for Dak because of the simple fact that, again, when Stephen Jones talks, he ain't gonna lie. He's not gonna fabricate stuff. So if he says something, you're probably inclined to listen because he's gonna keep it real. He has no reason to say anything to negate that. Oh, wait a minute. Man, as you said, a full offseason Colombo will bring the nasty back. Oh yeah, definitely. First of all, those offensive linemen love him, and again, it's all really contingent on Travis Frederick. We know that you said bye Felicia, aka Garrett. That's hilarious. Um, we know that Travis Frederick's condition will never go away. He's always going to deal with that, but there's no need to rush him back. It has to be whenever his body is ready, and you got to put that in God's hands. That's in God's hands. You know, I wish him well, and he's an awesome player, and he's even more of an awesome person, and he's a great father to his kids as well. And he's the team has supported him, and I love the fact that the team, his teammates, everybody rallies around these guys, and he's been at every game. He's had his headset in. He's been helping Looney, and Looney's done a great job. He's not Travis Frederick, obviously, because that's hard to do. But, you know, we have a lot of money invested in this offensive line with these guys. And what you don't want to do is keep shifting their positions because, again, the way offensive line works is these guys have to be able to gel together. And the reason why you're seeing Tyron Smith have bad games is because the person next to him keeps changing. It's Sulo Philo at one point. Then it's Connor Williams, and then it's somebody else. You got Redmond in there. So you get consistency next to him. He knows exactly what that player is going to do, and whenever it's double teams, he knows exactly where to be. He knows that he can cover his guy, but he didn't know, when Connor Williams struggled, he wasn't able to help him because that chemistry between them two wasn't there yet. So I think that with this offseason with Connor Williams, I think that he should come back next year much stronger, and he done learn, and he done seen some of the best guys on defense coming at him. So, it's a learning factor, and I think that he's going to be a much better player. You just got to give him a chance because offensive line is a really hard position to play, and people underestimate it because it's not a sexy position by any means. Nobody goes into football like, you know what, I'm going to be an offensive lineman because they're not looked at. But to me, their value is huge because if they're not there, quarterback going to get crushed every play. Think about it. I mean, they have one of the most important positions on the team. So, and you said the Eagles have no money to sign guys for free. Yeah, they don't, and that ain't got nothing to do with us. But I'm pretty sure what the Eagles will do, they're going to clean house at some point. They're going to get rid of some people. Yeah, Master Dak is the ultimate team guy, all the way. Yeah, Karen, it definitely has been. I don't know. Tamir, I don't know if they're gonna keep Tavon. I would love him to still be here. But I'm optimistic about next year and what we're gonna do. I'm not by any means. I'm looking for the future, and I think that things are gonna be much better next season. And but you gotta be positive at this point. I understand that what happened last year, and we still got kicked out of the playoffs, and the way that Rams game ended, it was a nasty taste in your mouth. I understand that. I completely do. But there's no use crying over spilled milk. We got to pick ourselves up, and we have to keep moving forward and get better. Miss Jackie says, be encouraged, Cowboy Nation. We have a strong core, and we will be excited and ready to put it all together. Look what happened last year when we were 3-5 and the team came together. See, Miss Jackie, shout out to you, Miss Jackie. Again, we've talked about that. You go from 3-5, you come back to win 7 out of 8 games to go to the playoffs. How many teams do that? And, as much grief that Dak gets, you hear people say, oh, Dak sucks. Dak sucks. Dak sucks. He, blah, 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 all that other crap. Look, I don't know many quarterbacks that can, come back. And again, it's an ultimate team sport. Everybody is included in that. But with the addition of Amari Cooper, you give him weapons, you give him guys to have a rapport with, and things get better. One thing about it is I can't hate Jason Garrett too much. And before you grill me on that, these players still play for Jason Garrett. They have not quit. You see when they quit on Wade Phillips and he got fired, they did not quit on Jason Garrett. They have not quit on Jason Garrett. So I have to give Jason Garrett at least that much respect for the simple fact that he still has the eye of the players, and they still want to play for him. I think I'm a little behind. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to catch up. John Jones, what's going on? Yeah, Miss Jackie, Dak does need a security blanket. I think that could be Jarwin. I really think he does. Master said Dak equals horse stallion. Yeah, I mean, big, strong quarterback. Let your guy get in there and do what he needs to do. Oh, did I miss a super chat? Oh, Junebug, thanks for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Go Cowboys. Who would I pick as a backup running back? I know you just came in, but I said that I want Rod Smith to come back and for another contract for two reasons. One, because I think that he still is an able-bodied backup, and he's a core special teamer. So you don't want to break that thing up. He's still been here. He knows the team. Keep him. I think that whatever, and I'm going to go over some of the guys in the draft. I haven't gotten to that yet, but when I do my mock draft, I will do a live stream on that. We will have a full conversation about that. But whoever we get as running back, it definitely has to be a change of pace back. You can get a speedy guy. It doesn't even have to be a big dude. You get a small dude. Just somebody that could be shifty, because you got him. Then you got Rod Smith that's also a guy that's kind of bigger and stronger. So he could be your guy to help out, to get some great yards, and he can catch the ball out the backfield. And, of course, you got Zeke, which is your bell cow. So it's different things you could do with that. I don't think running back is a big issue if you keep Rod Smith, because you can still get a rookie to come in and you still be able to suffice. Remember, they always say that we're a run-first team. Yeah, but what the Cowboys have to realize is you got some decent wide receivers. We need to open this thing up and start throwing the ball. In my opinion, if the Cowboys start opening that thing up and throw the ball, there is no stopping the Cowboys. You know why? Because if you throw the ball deep, then the defense has to back up. And if they back up, that's when you throw Zeke in them underneath and just bowl them guys over and get up in there. Now, I wouldn't mind having C.J. Anderson. That's a little bowling ball right there. You get him and he'll knock him down. He'll get a turkey. Those of you that bowl know exactly what I'm talking about. You said we keep Williams at guard. I believe we should. And I know a lot of people want to switch him and Lyle Collins. It makes sense because Lyle Collins was pancaking guys. And if you guys remember, I coined him the pancake. I called him Lyle Collins back when he was at guard. But he played good there. But apparently he wanted to be a right tackle. But, again, if you switch them, it has to be a conversation with Connor Williams. I would ask Connor Williams, I'd be like, look, you know yourself better than anybody. What are you comfortable doing? Do you want to stay at guard, or do you want to go ahead and go to right tackle? Because if you're going to move him to the outside, remember, guys, the best defensive ends are coming on that side of the field. So they're going to hit Connor's going to have to bulk up. He's going to have to bulk up, because at the end of the day, he got to be able to hold these guys off. So who do you really want at that right tackle? Do you want him, or do you want Lyle to stay there? Because if you keep moving these players, it's going to cause a bunch of confusion, and you're never going to get positive results, because they're going to, in their mind, because everybody thinks that every position on offensive line is the same. It's not. They're all different, and you have to master one. Just because you're good at this side don't mean you're good at that side, because it's flipped. So I'm just word of wise, when you guys start talking about offensive line moving all over the place, let's be smart about it, because at the end of the day, you don't want to keep flipping guys and moving guys all around different places and it all willy-nilly, and it don't make sense. That's what you don't want to do. Tyrone, you said you'd rather Connor or tackle. Look, I'm not saying I don't agree with you guys. I'm just saying for the purposes of Connor, it's all contingent on what he does this offseason with his body. Is he getting bigger? Is he going to be even good at right tackle? So I mean, you gotta weigh those options. Because if not, keep them where they are and let them learn more on that. Get them up underneath Mark Colombo and let them learn more. Nate Brown, what's going on, man? You said you're hearing Looney will compete with Williams next year for the. Oh, that's possible. And again, they're going to give Looney every opportunity to start. You know why? Because he earned it. He did so well at center this year. I can't, you can't. I mean, he did get tossed around by Ndamukong Suh, but who doesn't? So, I mean, but he did a good job for Travis Frederick. So, you got to give him that respect. You definitely got to give him respect. Yvonne said, I wish they would worry more about himself and his family than the game because if he was to get hit then run, he could hurt himself for life. I agree. And my opinion, I don't want to see Travis Frederick on the field until he feels like he's 100% because he's even by the time OTAs come, he's still going to be like 80%. So, and that's to say when that nerve damage starts to hit him again, if it hits at the wrong time and while he's going up against a 300-pound, he's gonna get ran the hell over, and that's not gonna be good. If he doesn't get right, I would rather him not play football. And I know that sounds weird, but in my opinion, it's more about his health than anything else. Screw football at that point. You just got to go ahead and draft you and I think they're gonna have to get another offensive lineman anyway, a center or somebody anyway, because at the end of the day, you have to be prepared for the inevitable. Gerald, you said he's the quarterback. You talking about Dak? I've always liked Dak. When I saw Dak in the Senior Bowl, when he played in the Senior Bowl, I was like, I can see the Cowboys picking him up, and then they did, and I was like, wow, okay. Junebug said, yeah, Smith was good enough to keep the ball moving at times. He was, but they didn't give him the opportunity this past year. That was the issue. Hey, Seuss, what's going on? Do you think the Cowboys will get Earl Thomas? Now, I done talked about this Earl Thomas over and over again. All I'm gonna say is, and you probably weren't in the stream when I mentioned it, but if they get Earl Thomas, it's really contingent on how much money he wants. Earl Thomas already said that he's going to give the Cowboys every opportunity. That's the place he wants to go. So, so I would say yes, he will be on the team if money's not an issue. But since money is always a factor, it really depends on what he accepts. If he accepts what the Cowboys offer him, then yeah, he's gonna be on the team. But I think that it's a good chance that he could be on the Cowboys because stuff is heating up really fast. And even Richard Sherman said that his guy will be on the team, but Richard Sherman really wants him to be on the 49ers. Now, if the 49ers try to give him more money, I don't know. But he doesn't want to be with the 49ers. He will give the Cowboys the opportunity first. Thomas, you say you like the running back for Florida Atlantic. He's a game changer. I forget his name. I know who you're talking about, though. I looked him up a little bit. But I still gotta get my draft board together. I'm not finished with it yet. I think we need a big guy in the middle of defense, like a Fletcher. Yeah, that's what I've been saying, Todd. I've been saying that we need to get a refrigerator with arms and legs in there. Somebody that's going to be a space eater. He ain't got to be a sacker. He ain't got to be a person that gets a lot of tackles either. I just want you in there clogging up, taking up space. That's all you need to do. That is your sole purpose in life. So you said I heard we're talking to C.J. Anderson last week. It's possible. His contract shouldn't be too big either because he knows that now that he's on his farther end of his career, he's just going to get the money that he accepts at this point. Tamir said gives an honest opinion on Taco. You probably weren't in the stream when I spoke on him already, but I'll say it again. He basically, Taco is his time to shine. Right now, Taco needs to progress. He needs to Basically, he needs to sit there right now. You see that Randy Gregory is gone. You see that David Irvin is gone. It is right now your obligation to go out there. First of all, if I was him, I would have been in push-up position, watching the news about Randy Gregory, and he just needs to get it. He just needs to get right. I don't know what his issue is. I don't know if his confidence is low right now, but he needs to get it together. He needs to get his head out his ass, and he needs to get with it. If I were him, I would be following D-Law everywhere he go. If D-Law go to the bathroom, I'm going to the bathroom. If D-Law going to the club, I'm going to the club. I'm going to be with D-Law, and everything he do, I'm going to do, because you seen what he did, having 10.5 sacks, 47 tackles, interception, numerous, like 23 quarterback hits for the season. Like, he was balling. Even with a partially torn labrum, was still out there getting. So, in my opinion, I think that Taco can, but it's all up to him at this point whether he wants this bad enough. Because I already said that the Cowboys reached to get him in the first round anyway. Because in my opinion, he was a mid-second round guy anyway. But we needed him. But he needs to tighten up, because Dorrance Armstrong is right there on his behind. And if Dorrance Armstrong steps up more than him, that's going to be terrible. So, again, he got to get himself together. Chris, you said he played tackle in Texas. Yeah, he did. He did. But again, Cowboys are notorious for moving players around. So if he goes back to tackle, the reason why he went to guard here because remember, Lyle said he wanted to stay at right tackle. He didn't want to go back inside for whatever reason. So they're going to give Lyle the benefit of the doubt because he's an older player. He's got that seniority over Connor. You know, Connor Williams' footwork, his athleticism is like when they do. What I love about this line, I know some of you guys don't pay attention to it, but this line does a lot of shifting and moving because they're athletic and they move, and they shift. You ever see when Zeke be having those runs and you be seeing like the offensive lineman running with him? That's because they get to the second. We have an athletic offensive line, and they're strong as well. So they're kind of the best of both worlds. But I think that Connor Williams getting that weight room and get a little bit of strength on him, I think that he could play either position. But it's all in his mind what he thinks he can do. Sandman in the building, god damn it. What's going on, Sandman? Appreciate it, West Virginia country boy. Country boy. You said Connor need to hit the buffet and over and over. No, he don't need to hit the buffet. He needs to hit the weight room. He need to be in there. He need to get swollen. You feel me? Them arms need to be like. Whoosh, whoosh. Let me see. Mr. Donuts. You just call him Mr. Donuts. I love Looney. He's a character. I love it. I love players that can show out on the field and then show out in real life. They have a lot of character. I love it. Yes, Master. You took the words right out of my mouth. I'm glad you mentioned it. Yeah, we need like a Vincent Wilfork. Get a guy in there that can block the sun. I'm telling you. Now, Miss Jackie, I think before you came in the stream, I was talking about everybody was talking about they wanted Tyler Eifert. I don't want Tyler Eifert because he's injury prone. And then when I say injury prone, he's missed more games than Sean Lee has in 6 seasons. So I don't want no part of it. Stevie Mack, what's going on, buddy? Thoughts on bringing back Benson Mayowa? I actually like Benson Mayowa. I'm actually shocked they let him go, but you know that's just the way. Is Benson Mayowa? Is he not on the team right now? Because I thought he was playing with somebody. And now if his contract is up and he's a free agent, I would kick the tires on it because he would definitely come cheap because he's not a core guy. He's definitely be there for depth purposes. And when I tell you guys the depth is important. You need these guys to be that whole next man up crap. It only matters if the next man up is capable of doing the job. That's like you got somebody else where you got this great starter, and then you got somebody else coming in there, but they can't bust a great, and it's like that ain't no next man up. That's the next child up because he ain't man enough to do the job. You got to have guys that be capable of doing the job. That's why the Patriots win every year, and that's how the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year because they had depth. Look at their running back position. Every single one of their running backs scored. Their tight end scored. Their quarterback even had a touchdown, a pass thrown to him. Creativity. Switch it up. These are things that we are not freaking doing, and then we wonder why we can't succeed. What's going on, Rude? Yeah, that weight room in the Star. Let me tell you something, Thomas. If I was a Cowboy, I would be in there working out 24/7. I mean, the facilities is great. First of all, if I was a player coming into free agency, you wouldn't even have to pay me a huge contract. I'd have been like, I'd have walked in that facility and was like, "This is where I'm a player. Where the pen at? Where the pen at?" I'd have been like, "Yo, give me the pen right now. Let me sign it." The Cowboys facility is unmatched. I mean, just all the stuff that they have. I mean, from the saunas, the hot tubs, jacuzzi, all the stuff that they have that you can use for rehab purposes and workout equipment, and it's just you have so much that you can do being there. I mean, it's an awesome place to be. Why would you not want to be a Cowboy player? Like it's Cowboys crew. You say you love the man cave. I'm still working on it though, but I appreciate it though. I got my wall together. I got that little light thing from the draft. I actually got it at Walmart across the street from the stadium when I was there in Texas. But it's still a work in progress. I got my shelves up here. When I finish with everything, I'll show you guys the full room. But I don't think this is going to stay my man cave. I think that I'm trying to get Mark Holmes to convert my garage into my man cave. I want to put walls in there, put some ventilation in there. I'm going to make that like my game room. I'm going to have a pool table, a foosball table. I'm trying to do some big things with that garage. So I think that at some point, that's going to be my real man cave. But this room that I have right now is what I have. So it doesn't beat what Mark got, but it definitely suffices for right now. I love it. I spend a lot of time in here meditating, writing my notes, whatever I need to do. This is where I'm at. Tyron, you said Cowboys should sign Anthony Barr. That is if he's going to be cheap. Here's the thing. I've heard people say that they want Gerald McCoy. He ain't going to be cheap. And remember what we said, Cowboys not paying no defensive tackle and no big money. They're not doing that. They ain't doing that. You said you saw the weight room you was there? I did too. I saw it when I did the tour. I was like, damn, this is nice. Yeah, next man up can't simply be the Gatorade mixer or a towel passing Teletubby. You stupid, Sam, man. I can always count on you, bro, to come with the comedy. I love it. Ms. Jackie said, I don't want any other team problem players. Yes, we don't need none of that. We don't need none of that. So those of you that said y'all wanted AB, Anthony Brown, I mean not Anthony Brown, Antonio Brown. Nope. I do not want Antonio Brown because he is trouble. He's a diva. We got Amari Cooper. We got a humble wide receiver. He's not a diva. He comes in, he works hard, does what he needs to do, and keep it moving. That's how it should be. And that's where I'm at with that. I don't want to hear nothing about Antonio Brown or any other team's problem players, like Miss Jackie said. You got the right idea, Miss Jackie. You said if a team offered me 10 more million, you're gonna say you do for the room. Well, I look at it like this. I'm a loyal type of individual. So say if I want to stay on the team, say if I have a lot of camaraderie on the team, and another team offered me like 5 or 10 more million, yeah, the money may be much better, but are you going to be happy there? Are you going to be successful? You got to look at the situation. So say, for instance, hypothetically, if I were signed to the Dallas Cowboys, I'm loving the facilities, I'm loving the players, I'm loving the camaraderie that I'm having with my teammates. Then all of a sudden, it's free agency time, and I'm in free agency, and I have a chance to go to another team, and they're going to offer me more than what the Cowboys are going to offer me. The choice to stay, to go, really depends on where I think I will be happier. Do I feel like uprooting my family and things of that nature, or myself? Do I feel like dealing with whatever crap they might have over there? Which team is going to get me a ring faster? If the team that I'm already on is more successful than the other team, I'm probably more inclined to stay for lesser money. I know some people don't think like that, but that's how I think, because I'm a loyal type of person. I look at where I fit in, because, again, the grass ain't always green on the other side. Perfect example, DeMarco Murray. When he left here and went to the Eagles, he went for the money, which really wasn't a whole lot more than what he got here. He was miserable over there with Chip Kelly. And again, that's what happens. You go for the money, and now he's retired. You know, he had a couple of good years with the Titans, but he retired early. You know, sometimes you need to just stay where you're comfortable and what you know, because the grass ain't always greener on the other side. You said you was there last November. It was like being a kid in the candy store, Thomas. Yeah, it is. Like when I went to the facilities, I still need to go to the Star. I haven't been to the Star yet. But as far as the stadium facilities and stuff, you being like, oh, what's that? What's that? Like, yeah, it's like a kid again. Yeah, so many players working out of stuff, because those are the players that know what's at stake. They know how close they are to getting to a Super Bowl, Miss Jackie, and they want it. They want it bad. And I can't do nothing but respect that. I'll gladly be a towel passer or Gatorade Teletubby if that means I can be on the field with the Cowboys, Stevie Mack said. I'm pretty sure a lot of us would. I'm pretty sure. Especially those of us that, those of you guys that never played football. I understand. You probably would really want to be there. Law Nation, what's going on, y'all? Y'all don't sleep on Dorrance Armstrong. Ain't nobody sleeping on Dorrance Armstrong, Law Nation. I said in the beginning of the stream, I said, don't be surprised if Dorrance Armstrong oversteps Taco. If Taco don't come with the fire, bruh, Dorrance Armstrong gonna be right there. He gonna be right there on his heels, and he gonna end up starting. And I'm telling y'all, like, it's all about staying humble. It's about fighting for what you need and working hard, because hard work pays off in the end. And like Law Nation said, don't sleep on Dorrance Armstrong. And because that boy will do something, because he knows what's at stake. He knows he's a depth guy, and he knows that he's not like one of the top players, but he knows that if he shows out and the team notices him and these coaches notice him, he can get his shot, and your shot starts now. So if Taco is smart, Taco would be right there trying to hold back Dorrance Armstrong. But I ain't nobody hating on Dorrance over here. I'm all for the brother. See, some of the fans, we need to get like some signs that says Earl Thomas, all the sayings that y'all say, ET phone home, Earl Thomas to Dallas, whatever. Just have your signs and just go march down to the Star and show the team how much they need to get Earl Thomas right now. That's right, Brew. We don't need no cancer in the locker room. None of it. You said, Salmon, you said, what's up with cats like Gregory and disturbing David Irvin? I don't need to talk about David Irvin no more. David Irvin is no longer a member of this team, and he just need to get himself together. He wants to act. He don't want to do football no more. It is what it is. We don't need no divas. We don't need no guys that it's going to be cancer to the locker room. We don't need none of that. And again, his teammates know David Irvin ain't been here for us. That's how they feel. So, it is what it is. Now, Randy Gregory, I'm going to pray for him. The team still supports him. So whatever the league decides to do, however long his suspension is. But like I said in the beginning of the stream, what Randy Gregory needs to do, he needs to focus on himself first, and he needs to come back and try to get a reinstatement once he once he feels like he can control himself. That's how I feel. Yeah, we haven't been successful in 25 years, but again, um, the sun will shine and we will get better. But trust and believe that. Miss Jackie said Vincent Mayo's with the Cardinals. Yeah, yeah, and I don't know if his contract is up. So if his contract ain't up, that's not gonna happen. T.I. does say if it ain't about the money, don't be blowing me up. Can't get none. Miss Jackie, the star is so beautiful. Yeah, I need. I gotta take a tour of the star. I have. When we were there for the draft, they had it shut down, so we couldn't go check it out. Unfortunately. Yeah, Cowboys crew definitely a roller coaster ride. This team has been up and down for so long, but we have to find some consistency. If the Cowboys find that consistency, if we could stay winning games on a consistent level and not get back on that 8-8 train, because I don't want to go back there. I want to stay 10-6, 12-4, 13-3. I want us to be over 10 wins in these seasons because again, we have the personnel to do it. We just got to do the right thing for our team. Yeah, look what Chip Kelly did to Philly. Yeah, and also look what John Gruden is doing to the Raiders. Look, we don't have issues like that, thank God. So let's be blessed what we have as a Cowboy nation, and let's be happy with our team, and let's be optimistic about what we could do forward. Yes, we haven't won a Super Bowl since '95, but I'm gonna tell you, brighter days are coming. And as a Cowboy fan, if you're a diehard fan, you got to stay true to your team. What happened to the T-shirts that we used to wear all the time? Win, lose, or draw, still a Cowboy fan till the day I die, and that should hold true. You should always follow that narrative. Period. Salute, Law Nation. Hey, Sandman got nicknames for everybody, bro. That's my man's, That's my man's. Hey, Sandman, I told Mark to give you my email. Junebug said James Harden stunt double. Law Nation would win the MVP. He probably would. No doubt. No doubt. TGK TV in the house? What's going on, TGK? Yeah, that cap space is going to be extremely interesting, and I say this because look, I hate to be the one to deal with that salary cap. That Law Nation said earlier in his video basically that what if we got rid of the salary cap? It'd be nice, but again, teams like the Browns and teams that don't generate the revenue like the Cowboys do will never win Super Bowls. So that's the reason why the salary cap came in effect, because it was just an unfair situation for certain teams that don't have the type of clout that the Cowboys or any team, or like the Patriots, or any team that has a lot of money from their owners, because again, that will be the owner's money at that point. So I look at it like this: salary cap is there for a reason. It's interesting though, because teams have to figure out how to get around that. They still have to figure out how to pay their players and still have a winning franchise despite of all the stuff that's going on. So I just look at it like that. But again, TGK, it's going to be real interesting to see what they do with these guys, because they have a lot of guys to sign. And if you want to get some guys outside, you're not going heavy in free agency. There's no way that's going to happen. Now, the thing, and Tamir, the thing with Randy Gregory too is, me, I'm not looking down on him at all. I know, but I know you're talking to Cowboys crew though. But just to piggyback on that, I feel like some of the people that he was hanging out with really wasn't helping him either, and that's a shame, because when you see somebody trying to do good in their life and trying to get better, you kind of just you don't want them around people that's going to keep them down. That's not cool. Ms. Jackie said Mike Fisher assured us that Earl Thomas things is happening as long as the money situation. Yeah, and I mean that's pretty much with any player. I mean, if the money is right, he gonna be there. But I think at the end of the day, he wants to be a Dallas Cowboy, so he's gonna give the Cowboys the opportunity to sign him. So, Mr. Truckee, what's going on? You said we believe we have 48 million in cap space if we sign. You mean left over? Oh, you're talking about 48 million, like in general, yeah. But again, those contracts got to be spread out. You're gonna have to give those guys longer contracts because if you spread that contract out, that keeps money in your base right now. That's gonna be an interesting thing because you talk, like you said, you're talking about Dak, Zeke, Amari Cooper, and D Law. Then you got some other guys. Are you gonna keep one of the linebackers? Because you got Justin Marsh Lillard and uh, Damian Wilson, both free agents. So you're going to keep, if I had to choose between one of them, I would keep Damian Wilson because he's more of a backup guy for your team anyway. And you need somebody to back up because Lord forbid something happens with Jalen Smith again. You need some backup. You need some guys to come out there. You need more than just Chris Covington out there. So that's just where I'm at with that. Yes, Miss Jackie, we are playing a first place schedule, so it's going to definitely be harder next year. And also, too, we don't know what those other teams that had first place schedules, too. We don't know what their situations are. We don't know. We don't know what their team's going to look like because maybe their team won't be as hard to play next year. We don't know. We don't know because some of those guys are going to lose players. Look at the Rams. The Rams can't pay everybody. They're going to lose a lot of players too. So. Sam, you said Heavy D ain't give you my information. Okay, I'll smack him in the head tomorrow and make sure he give it to you. Yeah, and see, it's gonna be difficult getting players outside. Tom, it's gonna be have the understanding to get Thomas TGK because I'll tell you one thing. He was getting 10 million from Seattle Seahawks, and I don't think that you're not gonna get away with paying him less than that. So that's gonna be the issue. We just got to figure out what we're gonna do. Money is the motive. Money is, whew, boy. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that because that's a headache all in itself. Yeah, Thomas, it's definitely a mental thing for Gregory. And like I said, I'm gonna pray for him. Yeah, Junebug, Hulk smash that like button, bro. You think Irvin and Gregory had a smokeout section? Dang. That's not funny, but it is. That's messed up. But I mean, hey, that's what they do. And we only got one compensatory pick too, because we ain't really lose nobody outside of Anthony Hitchens, so it is what it is. Nate, you said you think it would be 12 to get Earl? I believe so too. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Mr. Truckee, thanks for the super chat, man. Leaving Pittsburgh, heading back home to Fort Worth, chasing these white lines, helping growth the nation. Yes, sir. Be safe out there on that road, Mr. Truckee. I appreciate you watching the stream while you driving. Hopefully, I'm keeping you entertained and keeping you up, bro. Randy Gregory might not never play in the NFL again. I don't doubt that. I wish him well. I hope that he could come back strong. But the Dallas Cowboys, they're still going to back him up. They're not going to leave him out in the cold though. So they're going to keep in touch with him. Ms. Jackie said the draft is deep. We can get a tight end in the third. We need it all. So now, as far as draft go, that second pick though, we need to get a defensive tackle or some type of defensive end because again, with the guys that you lost and with the depth that we need at the one technique, you're going to have to get either one of those positions depending on what the value is at that pick. Now, when I go through this draft, I'm going to have a much more idea of what we're working with at that point. Stevie Mack, you said earlier you reading an article about the early rankings in the NFL schedule. We had the 12th hardest schedule, and the rest of the NFC East were ranked the top 5 easiest schedule. Yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle, but I think we can get it done. Again, it starts with us changing some of the things that we've been doing and getting a little bit more creative because, again, um, we can't be we just can't be complacent. We just can't. We have to do the right thing. I think Randy Gregory gets suspended for like 8 games. No, Randy Gregory is suspended indefinitely. So that means that he can't come back. Like it's going to be like a season. He's not going to get no less than a season because this is his 4th infraction. So he's done for the foreseeable future. He ain't coming back for a long time. He definitely ain't going to be bad next year. Maybe he could re-sign for reinstatement the year after, but you're not going to see him on anybody's field this coming season. Do you think it'd be better to re-sign Tavon or sign Golden Tate? I don't want no Golden Tate. Re-sign Tavon. Yeah, Miss Jackie, that situation with Big Ben and Antonio Brown and everything that's going on in that organization, that's just a big drama-filled epidemic, and we don't need that with the Dallas Cowboys. We already get enough attention because we are America's team. So with that, that's just one thing that I don't want to get too much involved in that. Chuck Taylor, what's going on, man? Pay Lawrence, and we need to get Earl Thomas. Let me tell you something. They're gonna pay Lawrence, but how much money are we gonna have left over after Dak and Zeke is the question. That's the biggest question right now. You said did he relapse or miss a drug test? I think it might have been a little bit of both. I think he relapsed and he probably smoked and he knew that he wasn't gonna pass it and just didn't. See again, remember you guys gotta keep in mind that like he was on a conditional when he got reinstated, it was on a conditional offer. And those conditions were remember when during the season where he would just disappear in the middle of the week? Because he had to go to Chicago or wherever he had to meet. He had to go take a plane and go out to these places and take drug tests. They drug tested him like damn near every week. He had to do it this week, that week. He had to keep doing things. And they basically watched him like a hawk. And if he breathed the wrong way, he was going to get suspended. So I'm thinking, again, he probably had a relapse. He was smoked, and then he missed a test, and that's what happened. And you know, it was it was off the break, you're done. So that's what happened with him. Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be a nail biter, and it's a nail biter right now. Jason Garrett wants Beasley back, TGK, but we don't know what's gonna happen because you can't sign everybody. Yeah, Golden Tate tears up the locker room, Miss Jackie. Now, if you're gonna do anything, just resign some of the guys you have. We have capable wide receivers. We just got Kellen Moore now to actually utilize what the hell we have, and that's telling you. Queen Supreme, what's going on? Need to get Earl Thomas, but in order that we got to do something with someone else to walk out. There's going to be some movement going on. They're definitely budgeting right now for certain things. They're doing a lot of things behind the scenes right now that they're not telling the media yet. So yeah, it's going to be some things going on coming down the pipe. Junebug, thanks for the super chat, bro. Will you go to Miami if Cowboys reach the Super Bowl? Hell yeah! If the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna be reporting live. Y'all, I'm gonna be like Mark on that day. You're gonna see 1,000 videos just back to back to back to back to back. Normally, I'm not that type of guy to do that because I like to have my videos make a lot of sense. So I don't do too many of them in a day because I don't want to cloud the day up. Unless it's just different information that come out, it really depends on the situation. But yeah, if they make it to the Super Bowl, damn sure I'm gonna beat it. But I do want Beasley back. I do. Yeah, having 10 drug tests a month, like that's crazy. Like, I mean, when they brought him back, they definitely they gave him. They knew that he was not gonna reach that goal. They made it so hard for him to keep pace. That's why I kind of feel sorry for him. But the guy needs help. He needs motivation. He needs somebody that cares. You know what I mean? Some of these guys have people around them that just are not good for them. They're doing is supporting the habit and not helping them. So you said you guessed goodbye Byron Jones. Man, I like Byron Jones too. I hope they don't let him go. Queen Supreme, you said that Beasley do something. See, here's the thing. You got to give him the ball. I mean, he's done a lot for this team. Um, and again, with Amari Cooper, you know that his number is going to go down, but they still got to give him the ball because the reason why you brought Amari Cooper is so those underneath routes are open. And now that those and again, Beasley's been open on a lot of plays that he just didn't get the ball. I've seen it. So, I understand some of his gripes sometimes, but again, he also has to realize that he's just a slot player. He's not going to get big money. So at this point, he's just going to have to get what he get. Yeah, Thomas. If anytime somebody gets suspended, it's better to have it done before free agency and the draft because now the Cowboys can figure some things out and what they're going to do and move some things around and figure out what they're going to do with players. But yeah, we do need to keep Byron Jones. I like him. And I think they're going to go ahead and let him play out his 5th-year option, and then they'll figure out what they're going to do with him next year. Manuel Corona, what's going on? What up, E2? What we have discussing tonight, brother? Damn, you missed a lot, bro. Um, basically, I'm talking about the players that we need to sign, like the big players like D-Law, Dak, Zeke, Byron, Amari Cooper, and basically just talking about free agency and things of that nature. So, that's what we've been on. Whatever you missed, you can go back and watch it once I post it after I finish the stream. Yeah, they picked up his 5th-year option, so he's definitely playing on that. Nate Newton was right. He said he would have Randy stay with him to be sure. He said, yeah, he said that, but it didn't happen. So, and it didn't help. So. And Byron Jones is at a point where his career where it's like, okay, you finally put him in a position where he needs to be, and that's where he needs to stay. And I agree that I like Byron, and he's done very well this season, his first year playing in his natural position. I just hope that they keep him and understand that that's where he needs to be at. TGK, you said, I think if we don't sign Dak, it allows us to get time. So, okay. So when you say don't sign Dak, realize that, and I know you weren't in the chat when I expressed this, but you know that Pat Mahomes is going to get paid next year. And you want to sign him before Kansas City pay Pat Mahomes because Pat Mahomes about to break the internet with his pay. It's going to be $200 million plus for him. So they need to sign him now and get that up out of the way. And they're going to do that because they already said it. Mr. Trucker, you said don't forget about Amendola if they let Beasley. Well, I don't think they'll go get Amendola because it'd be almost like getting another Beasley. You might as well keep Beasley. And Beasley knows the roster, so. You said Crawford taking a pay cut won't happen. Well, Crawford actually been in there working hard. He's actually played better and done what he does. And with the position that he plays, again, it's not a position where it gets a lot of attention. So people are not seeing what he's doing, but he's definitely in there helping out and helping this defense. Yeah, Miss Jackie, they're definitely signing him this season, so ain't no worry with that, none. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have an ample amount of time to select a replacement for David Irvin. If these guys getting hey, if the guys get cut, well, they get suspended at the right time. They definitely have time to get the players that they really need to get. Don't overpay Dak. I said this before, between 22 and 25 mil a year. That's it. Well, Kathy Green, if you look at what Byron did in the year, it's not really just all about the interceptions. He definitely has played good. He's batted a lot of balls away. He's saved a lot of touchdowns from happening. I think he's only had 2 touchdowns scored on him, and both of those were at the very end of the season. But the full season, he went the majority of the season without any receiver getting a touchdown on him. So, in my opinion, yes, he had 1 interception, but to me, that part didn't matter. He did his job. He was on that island and he was playing well. So look at it like that. You said Dak is worth 13 to 15 mil a year. Were you smoking with Randy Gregory? You know Dak is not getting no 13, 15 mil a year. Not with him being a leader of this team. He is that. You look at what Kirk Cousins is getting. Kirk Cousins is getting what, 27 mil. So Dak is gonna get somewhere between 22 and 25. Hell, the Cowboys gonna pay him. That's what they're gonna do. Miss Jackie, yes, I like Cheeto and Xavier Woods too. Definitely. These, I'm telling you, these young guys, they ain't gonna do nothing but get better. Confidence with better coaching. Chris Richard taking more things over, and then you look at the offensive side with Vanilla Hand gone. I'm telling you, it's going to be better. Now we do have a harder schedule next year, like we already talked about. But again, we don't know what these other teams are going to look like too, because everybody is losing players. So these teams are going to look different next year. So before we start griping and groaning about what's going to happen, we don't know. We're not going to know until the season starts. Thomas Gary said if Beasley leaves, I think we should go after Humphries. I like Humphries. From the Bucks, I like Humphries. I do. But I think if Beasley leaves, they will either get somebody late in a draft because they ain't got no money to get Humphries. Let's think about it. They ain't got no money. And I don't know if Humphries is going to take peanuts. They're probably going to put Allen Hurns once Allen Hurns comes back from his injury. He's going to play in that slot position. 28 mil for Dak would be a steal in the next year or two. Just wait and see. Nate, facts, bro. I'm telling you, because again, once Pat Mahomes get his money, and if Dak is not signed by that, the Cowboys are going to be in trouble because it's market value. You guys have to remember that the way that free agency works and the way that signing players work is the market value. It's like when you go to an expensive seafood restaurant and you look at the lobster and that junk say market price. If you got to question the market price, then you don't need to be eating at that restaurant, bro. It's the same situation here. These players are market price. Look at what we had to get for Brandon Carr. Brandon Carr is now with the Baltimore Ravens right now. But when we got Brandon Carr in free agency, we paid him that $50 million. Was he worth it? No. But to me, he was a good cornerback. I think if Brandon Carr was on his team right now with Chris Richard, he would be great. But, what we had before, we were using him the wrong way. But, that's just my opinion. But people probably won't see it like that. Mr. Truckee said Amendola is homegrown. We always find a way to get our homegrown guys. Yes, I hear you. But I don't know if they're going to go back to Amendola, though, at this point. It's looking like we will have Dak, Zeke, Law, Cooper. Woods ain't that bad. Thomas isn't necessarily. And see, again, we already know who the top guys they're going to get right now as far as getting their contracts. But, yeah, it's definitely it's going to be interesting to see what comes down the pipe. And Miss Jackie, the quarterback fiasco is real crazy right now. I don't know what the Vikings were thinking paying Kirk Cousins that money. What was it, like 80 mil guaranteed? Jesus, that's, oh my God. And look where that got him. Absolutely nowhere. And see, again, if you wait to sign Dak next year, that's going to be a problem. Because, again, if Pat Mahomes gets his money from that 20 mil, he's going to break the internet. I'm telling y'all, it's not going to be a good look. You got to pay him now and get it up out of the way. Yes, Miss Jackie, I love our back end guys. He said 49ers ruined the market. Who said Kurt is the GOAT? The GOAT? No, he is a GOAT, not the GOAT. You said it was better off keeping Case Keenum. They really was. I think Case Keenum was better. I feel sorry for Case Keenum. Not Case Keenum about to get X'd out of the Broncos because now John Elway done went and signed Joe Flacco. What in the hell? If you look at Joe Flacco and you look at Case Keenum, their numbers were about the same. So you basically just traded for a guy that had the same production as your quarterback to play last year. That's going to be interesting. I'm glad we don't have those problems. Shout out to Dak Prescott. Oh, my God. You said they could wait to sign Zeke. I agree. They can. Because Zeke Elliott he's going to get a Gurley type of record, whether contract, whether they do it now or later. That's not going to change. And you can't compare him to Le'Veon Bell because it's a different scenario with that. He's going to get compared to Gurley. All right, Mr. Truckee. Hey, shout out to you, Mr. Truckee. I appreciate you coming to the stream, man, while you're driving on the road in your truck. Get back to Dallas safe, man. I appreciate the super chat that you sent me. You are the MVP tonight. And Miss Jackie as well. Love y'all. I'm actually about to end the stream now. I appreciate all of you guys that came in here tonight. There's 32 people in right now. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Miss Jackie. Thank you, Junebug. Thank you, Mr. Truckee. Thank you, TJK. My man, Manster, Stevie Mack. Yo, Sandman. I got you, bro. He said Flacco is great at throwing the deep ball. It'll be interesting seeing him throw. Yeah, he is great at throwing a deep ball, but what I will say about Joe Flacco is like he's real inconsistent. Like he'll have a great season, all of a sudden the playoffs come, and he'll just poop all over the field. And you're like, what the hell did you just do? Peace, Junebug. All right, y'all. But with that being said, y'all, look out for my videos. I'm gonna be talking more as this week unfolds with the combine. I'm looking at these guys. I'm in the draft. I'm still working on my draft board. I will be working on that, getting that guys to you too. I will be doing a live stream. I'll be back on a live stream next Wednesday with another topic. So you guys look out for me next Wednesday because I think Wednesday is my day because Mark is Monday and Friday. You know, I'm not trying to do it when Mark is doing it. So yeah. Good night, guys. I appreciate y'all coming in. Until next time, it's your boy E2 Blue. Peace.